Today, we're counting down the top 10 weirdest NFL stadiums ever. From stadiums built on baseball diamonds to venues perched at high altitudes, you won't believe some of the bizarre features that made the cut. But before we get started, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to us, as it helps our channel grow and make videos more interesting. All good? Let's go. We head down to Jacksonville, Florida for TIAA Bank Field, the home of the Jaguars. When it opened in 1995, it was celebrated for being modern and having a fun, lively atmosphere. But as years passed, it became clear that the stadium had some quirks that weren't so great. TIAA Bank Field is known for its pool cabanas, where fans could actually swim and watch the game from the comfort of a heated pool. I mean, sure, it's Florida, and it can get hot, but who thought it would be a good idea to combine football and pool parties? The pools were installed to attract a younger crowd and give fans an unconventional game day experience, but the juxtaposition of splashing water and hard-hitting football creates an odd vibe. Additionally, the stadium's location is also peculiar. Unlike many NFL stadiums, which are situated in bustling urban areas or scenic locales, TIAA Bank Field feels somewhat isolated, surrounded more by parking lots than any other entertainment options, adding to the ghost town atmosphere. Oakland Coliseum. Opened in 1966, this stadium has been home to both Oakland Raiders and the MLB Oakland Athletics. Oakland Coliseum is also famous for being one of the few remaining stadiums to still host both MLB and NFL games, a rarity in modern sports. The venue was a relic of a bygone era, where stadiums were built to cater to multiple sports. This cross-functional design, while practical, led to some truly bizarre experiences for fans. Imagine sitting in the bleachers and seeing a football game unfolding on what still looked like a baseball diamond. And then there's Mount Davis, the gigantic upper deck that was added in the 1990s to bring more seating. It not only blocked the view of the picturesque Oakland Hills, but was rarely filled to capacity. I just think of it as a symbol of excess and impracticality. MetLife Stadium, home to the New York Giants and the New York Jets, is one of the newer stadiums on this list. Having opened in 2010, it cost a staggering $1.6 billion to build. And despite all that money, fans and players alike have had plenty to complain about. First, there's the field. Over the years, players have voiced their concerns about the playing surface, claiming that it's too hard and leads to more injuries. Despite being one of the most expensive stadiums ever built, it lacks one key feature that most new stadiums have: a roof. New York winters are no joke, and fans have had to sit through some frigid games. You'd think for $1.6 billion, they'd figure out a way to keep the cold out, but no. Instead, MetLife Stadium is known for its ice-cold, rain-soaked games, with fans battling the elements. Combine that with the venue's uninspired, generic design, and you've got a stadium that's weirdly disappointing for a place meant to represent the biggest sports market in the country. It's also shared by two teams, which, although logistically efficient, has always been odd. Two different fan bases, two different team identities, but the same place to call home, and I don't think it's gonna last long. The Arizona Cardinals' temporary home from 1988 to 2005 was the Sun Devil Stadium, and it was different to say the least. Built originally for Arizona State University's football team, it was never intended for NFL use, which led to some interesting challenges. For one, it was located in the middle of a desert, which meant that playing games here in September could feel like playing on the surface of the sun. Temperatures often reach well over 100 degrees, making it a brutal environment for players and fans. The Cardinals played here for 18 seasons, often to very small crowds, as the stadium wasn't exactly the most inviting place to watch a game. Even though it managed to host Super Bowl 30 in 1996, it was clear that the venue wasn't a great fit for NFL games, and the team eventually moved to the state-of-the-art State Farm Stadium in Glendale. To add to the weirdness, the stadium's design meant that fans often had to climb up and down steep hills just to reach their seats, which was a workout no one asked for, especially in the blistering Arizona heat. Seattle's King Dome was the ultimate multi-use stadium. Opened in 1976, it was home to the Seahawks, Mariners, and even the NBA's Supersonics. It was famous for its loud, echoing environment, making it a tough place for visiting teams. But it wasn't just loud, it was also pretty strange. The King Dome was a massive concrete dome, which made it feel like more of a giant bunker than a stadium. It didn't have much character, and the atmosphere was often described as sterile. Players and fans had to deal with AstroTurf, which many athletes despise. Despite these drawbacks, it hosted some memorable moments until its sudden end. In 1994, a section of the ceiling collapsed, and the stadium was permanently closed in 2000, then demolished. The Seahawks and Mariners now play in separate, much nicer venues. Estadio Azteca might not be a permanent NFL venue, but it hosted enough NFL games to earn a spot on this list. Located in Mexico City, it's primarily known for soccer, but it has also been the site of several iconic Monday Night Football games. What makes it so weird? Well, for starters, it sits at 7,200 feet above sea level. That's over a mile higher than most stadiums, meaning the air is thin and the players have to work extra hard to catch their breath. Teams flying in from the US need to acclimate, or they risk getting gassed early in the game. The fans at Estadio Azteca are also some of the most passionate, creating an electric but chaotic atmosphere. It's an amazing venue for soccer, but it's certainly a bizarre place to watch an NFL game. FedEx Field is probably the most hated stadium by its own fans. Home to the Washington Commanders, it opened in 1997 and was once the largest stadium in the NFL by capacity. However, it's far from beloved. The stadium has become notorious for being difficult to access, with traffic jams on game days making the experience miserable. On top of that, the stadium has been plagued by maintenance issues, from leaky pipes to falling barricades. It's almost as if the stadium is out to get people. One particularly infamous incident involved a railing collapsing, almost injuring Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts. For a venue that was supposed to usher in a new era of Commanders football, it has ended up being more of a punchline than a palace. It's a weird and uncomfortable home for a team desperately trying to find its footing. Fans have also complained about poor sightlines, overpriced concessions, and a generally outdated vibe that makes it feel more like a relic than a modern sports venue. Candlestick Park. This stadium was the home of the 49ers from 1971 to 2013, and it had its fair share of strange quirks. Originally built for baseball, it was never really meant to host football, which led to some odd configurations. The stands were far from the field, and the infamous swirling winds could turn any game into a nightmare, particularly for kickers and quarterbacks. Candlestick was also known for temperatures dropping rapidly and fog rolling in off the bay. Fans would sit through cold, damp conditions even during September games. Despite all of its issues, the stadium witnessed some of the greatest moments in NFL history, like The Catch by Dwight Clark, making it one of the weirdest yet most iconic stadiums ever. Municipal Stadium, or the Mistake by the Lake, was the original home of the Cleveland Browns. Opening in 1931, it was one of the first truly massive stadiums, seating over 80,000 people. But the sheer size was actually one of its biggest problems. With so many seats, fans were often far away from the action, and it was easy to feel disconnected from the game. Municipal Stadium also doubled as a baseball field, which meant the Browns played on a diamond-shaped gridiron, leading to some very weird on-field setups. Combine that with Cleveland's harsh, icy winters, and you have one of the most unusual, challenging stadiums in the league's history. The stadium's massive, cavernous design made it feel more like an echo chamber than a sports venue, amplifying the noise and creating an eerie, hollow effect when the crowds were in capacity, which was often during the Browns' tough stretches. The stadium's age was also a factor. By the time it closed, it was falling apart with rust, leaks, and crumbling concrete that made it as much a safety hazard as it was an icon. Topping our list is a stadium that's not even in the United States. Estadio Hernando Siles, located in La Paz, Bolivia, sits on an astonishing 12,000 feet above sea level. While it's primarily a soccer stadium, it has hosted NFL exhibition games, and it's the weirdest experience any player or fan could have. The extreme altitude means that air is so thin that players often struggle to breathe, and some even suffer from altitude sickness during games. Lionel Messi famously vomited on this field during a match, and even well-conditioned NFL athletes have been seen struggling. It's a bizarre, challenging environment that no other stadium can replicate. If you want to talk about home field advantage, Estadio Hernando Siles has it like no other, which is why it takes the top spot on our list. The stadium's unique location doesn't just affect players' breathing, but also changes how the ball moves, with passes traveling farther due to the thin air. For NFL games, this meant teams had to adapt their usual game plans, leading to a level of unpredictability that few other stadiums could match. Did your favorite weird stadium make the list? Or do you think we missed a hidden gem? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more sports content. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.